when we talk about prisons, so many times, and even in the prison environment and culture itself, men are always catered to, men are always talked about, and the women are always left in the background. And women are treated so different, and if we don't do anything else, we must galvanize our sisters to be involved for the women that's in the prisons, because many of them, they don't get any visits from their families, not like men. Men's mother's gonna come see them, their father's gonna come see them, their girlfriend's gonna come see them. But for the women in this society, they get left. You go there on a weekend when it's visiting, very few of their parents come to visit with them. Because of a woman doing something wrong, and they're cast out totally different. And we, inshallah, must change that attitude. But I want to bring this beautiful sister that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed so much with Islam, that she can, inshallah, share from this perspective of a Muslim sister.
Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. It's a privilege and honor to be here to tell a little bit about my story. So I'm going to go through it real quick. Alhamdulillah. When I was young, I came from a dysfunctional family with a lot of abuse and a lot of molestation. About the time of age of 7, I became a Crip. I gangbang, and I gangbang hard, right there on 110th in Vermont. It wasn't no looking back. I started off, I was raised in Nickerson Gardens in Watts, California. And from that experience, I had to learn how to fight. My sister is the color of a Caucasian. My mother, they thought she's white, but my mother is Native American Indian. Native American Indian, I'm 3/4. My father was a half-breed. From that experience of learning how to fight to protect my sister, Allah opened a door for me to be raised by a minister, Reverend Laura Pauline DeVal, a renowned minister in Los Angeles. She had her church. Our church was in Compton, California, off of Wilmington in Cherry Street. Coming from that experience of gangbanging and stuff, I lived my life going in and out of Central Juvenile Hall, 1605 East Lake Avenue. From that experience in and out of Juvenile Hall, I ended up at Silver Brand Institution for Women, in and out. I was in and out every month, every 3 months, fighting, violent. I used to wonder why I was so violent, why I was so angry. It was because of my childhood. That's all it was. As time passed, I began to sell weed, cocaine, heroin. I became one of the biggest drug dealers on Manchester and Vermont. Picture. From that experience of living that life, my going back and forth to jail and prison, I met a lady named Sister Shahida. She is a Muslim, and she started teaching me in Silver Brand Islam. From there, I ended up starting going to prison. When I went to CIW, I was 20 years old. I want y'all to see these pictures, because y'all are welcome to come to the table. Yeah, I was 20 years old. I went to CIW. I did my little 3-year term, came out. I was determined then I was gonna change my life, but it didn't change right away. After that, I kept going revolving in and out, in and out. Why? Because I was uneducated. I had learning disabilities that was ignored. I didn't know how to read, I didn't know how to write. By the age of 20, I still didn't even know how to fill out an application for a job or for an apartment. So I was uneducated. But when the judge slapped me and I was facing life without, and I was the 3rd person banned for the 3-strike law, I knew then that I was gonna change. I didn't know how, but I knew I was gonna hold on to Islam. When CCWF was open, I was on the first bus load up there. We had to learn how to feed the Muslim inmate, the population. Nobody there would help us. Sister Shahida would write letters to me and tell me what to do, and write letters and to have these letters passed on to the chain of command in order to get a Muslim, or the inmates Muslims that were in the facility, our proper food and things that we needed. to practice our religion. From there, I ended up going to Valley State Prison. We had to start all over again. By that time, I knew how to do it on my own. Allah blessed us with an Imam Wali. Imam Wali went to bat for us. But the prisons and their red tape stopped and blocked a whole lot of things for the Muslim population that was going on at Valley State Prison and CCWF. From that point on, I decided this last time that when I got out, I wasn't going to come back no more. So what I ended up doing was when I got out, I went to the mosque. Imam Wali led me to 3 mosques. One was the Ahmadiyya community in Hawthorne, California. So when I paroled, that they would help me. My brothers and sisters out there treated me like I was spit on the ground. I only had the prison clothes. My family didn't visit me. My family didn't send me no boxes. I couldn't shop commissary. So I had to parole what they gave me. All I had was my crip scarf that I got busted with to cover my head, and went in there and asked them for help. Then they sent me to the Islamic Center on 3rd and Vermont. I went in there and got the same treatment. Then my last stop was the mosque that I attend right now, and that's Omar bin Al-Khattab. That Vermont and Exposition. I went up in there and they treated me bad too. Nobody would help me. I went to different shelters with my hair covered. You could tell that the way I was acting and constantly reading Quran and reading Sunnah and trying to still learn about my religion and learn how to pray and stuff, struggling with that and still seeking housing. All they gave me was $200 gate money. Go out there and you on your own. You got to report to your parole officer. Shelters wasn't helping me. When I took off that hair scarf and looked it like one of them, that's when I began to get a little help from 340 North Madison, a program that helped the homeless, PATH. From there, I ended up in other USC satellite. They helped us. But I never found a community that would help Muslim brothers and sisters when they're coming out with housing and with food. You got to first give them housing and food and clothing before you could even expect them to walk in the way of Islam. Anybody. I brought a friend of mine here that has been locked down and know the injustice in the prison and jail system. She's Christian. I'm a Muslim, but Allah put us together for a reason. Why? Because Christians and Muslims and all these other religions need to stop fighting and come together and help the people to help themselves. But now my success story is that I went and I did everything that I was supposed to do. I stuck with Islam. I stuck with my mosque. I don't care how bad they were treating me. The sisters in there, they were treating me real bad, but I didn't leave. Now you come there and you ought to see the respect and love that I get. It's not because of me. It's because of Allah. It's because of Allah. I said I'm not going back in jail or prison. That's what I meant. And I ain't been back since. And my life has flourished. These gold and diamonds y'all see me in, the police killed my daughter as soon as I came up out of prison at the Los Angeles County Jail, Twin Towers. It's her jewelry. I brought my baby and wore it with me. Y'all can't even imagine what it is if you've never been in jail and prison, what it is to be up in there, and then you end up with something that is good, either Christianity or Islam, and you want to change your life, but when you get out in the streets, it's no help. It's hard. I don't know how many times I got out of jail and prison with that little money, and I went right on back out there, got on GR, got me a dope sack and kept on, because I got to have mine. My bills got to be paid. I had kids. I wasn't going to be out there no more having sex and doing all those other things. I was going to change. But this time I did. And this time I'm in business with Allah, myself, and to be reformed and do get the help that I needed to get. So with that, I'm going to leave y'all. Thank y'all for listening to my story.